was only 13 years old when he boarded the plane that would change his life. Most children at that age think about school, friends, or the next weekend's game. For Lionel Messi, childhood ended the moment he stepped onto that flight from Argentina to Spain. He was small, quiet, and already burdened with a challenge most adults would have struggled to face, leaving his entire world behind in Rosario to chase a dream across the Atlantic. The journey was both salvation and sacrifice. For years, Messi's family had fought desperately to support his growth hormone treatment. The injections were expensive, costing hundreds of dollars each month. Money that Jorge Messi's factory job and Celia's part-time cleaning work could never consistently cover. Local clubs had helped for a while, but eventually even they could not keep up. Without treatment, Lionel's growth would stall. Without treatment, his football would remain a dream, not a destiny. When word spread about the boy with impossible dribbles, scouts began to whisper. Tapes of his matches with Newell's Old Boys youth team reached Europe. Among those who saw them were officials at FC Barcelona, a club already famous for La Masia, its youth academy. The story has become legend. After a short trial, so short that some wondered if the coaches had even seen enough, the decision was made. They could not let this boy slip away. The first agreement, written hastily on a paper napkin in a cafe, promised that Barcelona would cover his medical costs and bring him into their system. But that promise came with a price. At just 13, Messi would have to move to Spain. His father, Jorge, travelled with him, but his mother and siblings stayed behind in Rosario. The split tore at the family. For Lionel, it meant nights without his mother's voice, without his brother's laughter, without the comfort of the streets where he had grown up. On the surface, he was beginning the journey of a lifetime. Underneath, he was just a boy longing for home. Barcelona was dazzling and intimidating. The city buzzed with energy, the academy buzzed with ambition. La Masia was filled with dozens of boys his age, all dreaming the same dream, to wear the Blaugrana jersey at Camp Nou. But Lionel was different. He was smaller, quieter, and often misunderstood. He rarely spoke in training, his Argentine accent and expressions setting him apart. Teammates teased him, sometimes harshly. Coaches wondered if his shy personality would hold him back. And yet, when the ball rolled, silence no longer mattered. On the pitch, Messi's shyness evaporated. His feet spoke for him. Defenders bounced off his balance. His acceleration seemed unfair. His dribbling almost supernatural. The other boys might have been taller, louder, stronger, but none of them could move like him. The ball obeyed him. It seemed to know that he was its master. Still, off the field, loneliness lingered. Letters from his mother took weeks to arrive. Phone calls were rare, expensive, and too short. Birthdays passed without his family singing to him. At night, lying in his bed at La Masia, he often cried quietly. He was not homesick in the ordinary sense. He was soul-sick, carrying a constant ache for the warmth of Rosario. His father, Jorge, tried to hold him together. He reminded Lionel why they had come, why the sacrifices were necessary. But even Jorge knew that the cost was heavy. Messi's dream might one day come true, but in the process, a boy was being asked to grow up too quickly. Despite the hardship, Messi's progress was undeniable. Barcelona provided treatment, and slowly his body responded. He grew stronger, though still small. His game matured, his control sharpened, his finishing became lethal. By 15, the whispers began. This boy was unlike anyone La Masia had ever produced. By 16, he was training with the first team, standing shoulder to shoulder with players he had once only seen on television. But episode 2 of Messi's story is not just about talent, it is about resilience. It is about the courage to leave behind a childhood, to endure nights of tears, to find strength in silence. It is about the pain of separation and the quiet determination that allowed him to keep moving forward. When Messi ran onto the training pitch at La Masia, he carried more than just a ball. He carried the hope of a family, the memory of a grandmother who had believed in him, and the dream of a boy from Rosario who refused to let distance, doubt, or fear stop him. Crossing the ocean was not just a journey of miles. It was the first test of character for the greatest player the game would ever see.